Hey everybody, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Love in a Time of Quarterbacks. Obviously, we had a phenomenal week last week. We went 6-0 with our picks. We were up 9.91 units, which is awesome. So I hope you tailed because everything hit. On the year, we are up 12.34 units, which again is awesome through 2 weeks. There will be bad weeks, so try to remember the first 2 weeks when we go through a slump, because it happens every year, and every year I tell you the same thing. At the end of the year, the only thing that matters is where's your bankroll at the end of the year. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, and that's why we play the unit game that we play. That's why I always explain the way that I do units at the beginning of the year, and I try to, set you up for success. With all that said, I'm putting it out early this week because on Friday morning, very early I leave for Vegas. I will be in attendance for the Dolphins game. Unfortunately, Tua Tagovailoa will not be in attendance as he has been ruled out as of today with cracked ribs. In a game that I definitely told you guys Buffalo was going to smash them. I did tell you I had more than I recommended on it. I had a lot more, and so we're bringing a bunch more money to Vegas, which is really nice. Great week. Able to, be very successful, and hopefully we're going to be able to move forward with that. Without further ado, I don't have a ton of plays this week. I've got two spread plays and a 3-game teaser and a 2-game teaser. So I'm going to just give that out to you guys right now. I don't have anything for crazy money. I think a lot of the lines per my model are around where they should be. There's just a couple of areas where I think there's been some opportunity. First things first, Saints +3. A lot of places it's already gone down to +2.5. That hook is super valuable. So at Pinnacle right now, it's available +3 -113. They are visiting the Patriots. I believe that their defense, I know they had a bad week. I also think Carolina is a better team than they get credit for. I also think it was a bit of a letdown week because of their monster week 1 win versus the team that everybody thought was coming or would be challenging Tampa to come out of the NFC. So I think it was a bit of a letdown spot for them. I did like Carolina last week. I didn't make them an official play, but I did take them in the spread pools that I'm in, and I'm glad that I did. So I think that they will bounce back strong. I think the Patriots are still a little overrated. Mac Jones is good against, in easy situations. The New Orleans defense is going to be one of the tougher ones that he's faced. I don't know that they're going to give him all the checkdowns that Miami did. So I think that he is going to be challenged to do a lot more, and he hasn't had to do that yet. I mean, they manhandled the Jets. Their defense just embarrassed, the Jets' offense, and so I think that the Pats are a good, stronger team defensively than they are offensively. I still don't buy into them. I still don't think they have a good. I still think Jonnu Smith is their best receiver, and I don't think that he is good enough to be the number 1 receiver on any team, specifically because he's a tight end. And he's not one of the big 3 tight ends. So the Saints are a better team. This line +3 essentially equates, if you believe in the 3 points for the home team advantage, that line essentially equates that these teams are equal, and I don't believe that they are. I believe that Jameis will be fine at doing what he does. I think they will, do some dink and dunk stuff more with Kamara, and I think he'll have a better game, and I think that the Saints defense will handle the Pats offense. I really think the Saints are probably going to win the game. I'm not making the money line an official play, but I do have some money on it myself. So I really like +3. I'm only playing it for 1 unit because, like I said, I don't love anything this week. Crazy. So I am being a little more cautious this week because there isn't anything I'm in love with. The next game I'm going to play is the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm again betting against my Dolphins. Tua obviously was just ruled out, and the line moved from 3.5 to 4. I don't know if any of you have seen Jacoby Brissett as a starter, but he's definitely not a half a point worse than Tua. Tua is decent. If he had a good offensive line, I think Tua would be a very good quarterback. I'm aware that he's not Justin Herbert. I'm aware that he's not Joe Burrow, but he's still pretty talented, and I think he's one of those guys who could, be a winner because he is very accurate. He's a smart guy. And his pocket presence has actually gotten considerably better. The issue is you haven't been able to see it this year because the Miami Dolphins have the most putrid offensive line, maybe in the history of sports. Like I think they'd get beat by my high school rush. You know what I mean? Like it's bad. The Raiders have a good pass rush, or it's looked good thus far. So I think the Dolphins are going to have even more trouble with that again this week. I think Brissett's not going to have time. I think that's going to make, it's going to make Gaskin inefficient in the running game because I think that they're going to be able to stack the box a little bit on plays that they know are running plays, and when it comes time to, the Dolphins are going to not want to get put in that 3rd and 8 and allow them to, attack the quarterback situation. So I think the Dolphins are going to try to be a little more aggressive early on in the drive, and I think that I don't think it's going to work. I just don't think they're going to have any time. I think that offensive line is going to get eaten. I know Derek Carr is not, I don't think he's been confirmed yet that he's in. I believe he will play. And I think that even half of a Derek Carr is better than Jacoby Brissett. And I think that Las Vegas is probably going to beat them by at least a touchdown. I'm not happy to say that. I'm going to be there. That's the game I'm attending this year. Really wish I could have gone to last year's game in Vegas. Really wish Tua could have been in there. I think they're going to have a special game out of like Jalen Waddle or Will Fuller in order, or Mike Gesicki. I mean, I love Mike Gesicki. He's my guy. Or Gesicki. I also think that Eric Rowe is going to have just a hell of a time with Darren Waller. I think Darren Waller is going to be a beast this weekend. So there's a million reasons why I'm taking Vegas, and I am playing them for 2 units at -4. I actually got them at -3.5, but with I thought Tua would. I knew he wanted to play, and I think if the ribs weren't cracked, I think he probably would play. But I think with Tua, they're at least 2 points better, maybe even 3 points better than with Brissett, who I think isn't good. He's a fine backup, but that's all he is. And I think that he's a considerable downgrade from Tua, who I like, and I've never made bones about that. I haven't seen enough out of him to say that he is going to be a star, but I've really liked the improvements that I've seen, and I think if you gave him a good offensive line, he would be able to flash. So I'm taking Vegas -2. It's off the board at Pinnacle right now, so my official play is -110 at 365. And then I have 2 teasers. I have a 3-gamer and a 2-gamer. I'm moving the Vikes from +2 to +9. They're playing Seattle. This is the 3rd week in a row that I've had some faith in the Vikes. They paid off last week. Probably should have won that game, but didn't. It was a very exciting game against the Cards. I really enjoyed that. Fun game to watch. But yeah, I think that they're a good team. My wife is trying to call right now, so I'm going to just hit the decline button. I think that they're a decent team. They're not probably as good as I initially thought they were going to be, but they're decent. And I like the idea of them getting 9 points. Seattle is on the road where they're not as good a team. And, I think that Seattle tends to play to their, especially on the road, tends to play to the other teams. I don't think it's likely they're going to blow somebody out. And I don't think it's likely they're going to blow a team that's as well coached as a Mike Zimmer team out. So I really like the Vikes +9 in that teaser. I'm also moving the Panthers on tomorrow night's game to -1 from -8. They're playing Houston. I don't think there's any chance Houston wins this game. I really think that the Panthers are a better team than even myself gave them credit for. McCaffrey looks great. I know he came out because he had cramps, but that's just cramps, and he was a beast when he came back in. DJ Moore looks amazing. Sam Darnold looks the best he's ever looked, which doesn't mean he looks great, but he looks good. He looks like an average quarterback, and I think that that's what they need. Robbie Anderson looks good. They're a very well coached team. Their defense has been solid, not spectacular, but solid. They've had a couple of big plays, and you like to see that. And they beat a very good New Orleans team, who I think was in a down spot for themselves. So I don't think there's any chance the Panthers lose this game. So moving them to -1 is easy. It moves them through 7, 6, 4, and 3. it's a no-brainer. This is a 7-point teaser, by the way. I neglected to mention that. Also, I like the Bills -1.5. They're at 8.5 currently. They're playing the Washington football team. The Bills still don't look great. I still don't think Josh Allen even looks that great. I think if Devontae Parker doesn't drop that touchdown, if Albert Wilson doesn't drop that, last week's a different game. I still think Miami probably loses by, at least 10. But it's a different game if they don't drop that. And I was surprised Devontae Parker doesn't drop that ball. So I think must have been in his own head, must have been feeling down or something. But with all that said about the Bills not looking impressive, they're still a very good team. I don't think Heineke's going to be able to do a ton against that defense. So they're going to really, really rely on Antonio Gibson. The Bills' run D has looked pretty impressive. It looked really good last week against an atrocious offensive line. The Washington football team line is better than the Miami line, but it's still not a superstar. I mean, I told you earlier on, I hated that they dropped Morgan Moses. I thought that was a silly decision, and I think it will affect them in the end. I don't think it'll help them in this game. So I don't see any way the Bills lose. I love the Bills at home. I mean, I hate the Bills, but I love the Bills' spot at home here, only having to give up 1.5. I think that they, beat Washington by probably around a touchdown, and there's a potential for them blowing it out simply because, Josh Allen's that good. And their offensive line is pretty good. So, they should be able to keep that vaunted, football team pass rush at bay a little bit. And Josh Allen, is a shifty, guy. And if he can do a couple of things right, I think that they should, win that game pretty comfortably. So that teaser is a 7-point teaser, Vikes +9, Panthers -1, Bills -1.5. That's a 2-unit play. My teasers are always at least 2 units just because it's not worth it for me otherwise. My second teaser is Arizona playing Jacksonville, moving Arizona to, it's another 7-point teaser, moving Arizona to -0.5 points. I don't think Jacksonville is very good. Arizona has proven to me that they are very good. I struggle to see a way that Jacksonville can win this game. I think Urban Meyer's a terrible coach. I think he does well in college because he's a bully and he cheats and he, hides things and, will take criminals because he'll hide their arrests and things like that. You can't do that in the NFL. The NFL is a different game. Trevor Lawrence looks like a first-year quarterback. I don't think that means he's not going to be an incredible quarterback down the road. He's made some incredible throws already in his career, in his 2-game career. But he has also made a bunch of mistakes. The college and the pro game are vastly different. It's a way different world. Peyton Manning looked, subpar in his rookie year. The great Tua Tagovailoa looked average in his rookie year. And I think that's what we're going to get out of Trevor Lawrence. And I think that Arizona's going to beat them. And, laying only 0.5 point makes me happy. I'm also going to only lay 0.5 point with the Ravens visiting the Detroit Lions. I thought the Detroit Lions have been great at putting up a fight. They, put up an early fight against the Packers this week. They put up a late fight against the Niners. But in both cases, they lost by more than a touchdown. They're not a very good team. Jared Goff is prone to making mistakes when he's under pressure. The Ravens are good at pressuring quarterbacks. The Ravens' defense is very good. The Ravens are a tough, hard-nosed team. And, I think Lamar Jackson is going to be able to do a lot of the kind of things that he likes to do. He'll be able to get some fun bootleg runs and things like that against them. And I think the Ravens are going to handle them pretty good. I can't possibly see them losing or winning this by less than a touchdown. So I've got the Ravens there. That's just a 2-play one, also for 2 units. So the 4 plays I have this week are Saints +3. It's -113 at Pinnacle for a unit. The Raiders -4. It's -110 at 365 for 2 units. I have a 3-game teaser for 2 units. That is the Vikings +9, Panthers -1, and Bills -1.5. And then another 2-unit teaser. It's a 2-gamer, Arizona -0.5, and the Ravens -0.5. As always, guys, same things I'm going to say every single week. Make sure that you're being responsible. Make sure that you're betting responsible. Don't wager with money you can't afford to lose. Don't wager more than you're comfortable wagering. And don't ever think if I make this one big play, I'll be able to get everything back, because that just never works that way. Aside from that, guys, I hope that you enjoy your weekend. Like I said, I will be back at the end of next week. I'll be back. Actually, I'll probably have to make a video from Vegas because I don't leave until Thursday morning, and I won't get back home until probably game time for the Thursday game. So I'll probably make a video while I'm in Vegas, which is always fun. So the last thing I'll leave you with is don't ever touch Barstool Sportsbook. They're crooks. They're criminals. They are the worst. So stay away from Barstool. I always recommend getting as many books as you can, but never Barstool. All right, guys, thanks again. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. As always, follow me at CPT_handsome on Twitter. You can email me, captainhandsomesports@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, you want to trash talk me if I have a bad week, go nuts. But don't forget, give me credit when I earn it too. We've had a great start. Thanks, guys.